What is the condition of the children working in the glass furnaces of Firozabad? More than 20,000 children illegally work in the glass blowing factories in Firozabad. They work around furnaces in high temperature to weld glasses. They work in dinghy cells without light and air. Their eyes are adjusted more to the darkness than to the light outside. They work all day long. Many of them lose their eyesight before they become adults. If something more is added to this question, how can they be taken out from these places? If I am going to add this question, that how can these children be taken out from those hot furnaces? If the law is working with the force, if the law works with the force, then almost 20,000 children who are working in these dinghy cells near hot furnaces can be taken out. But law is not working with the power, with the force. Next question: why do not the younger ones of the bangle makers do anything else? Why do not the younger ones of the bangle makers do anything else? The years of mind-numbing and hard toil kills the desire of making new attempts to improve their condition and the ability to dream. In Firozabad, doing any other work needs rebellion and strong will and the determination of the bangle makers to do anything else. The same is very much absent on the part of the younger ones. If they dare to do any work, they are beaten by the police, sent to the prison, sent to the jail, and daring is not the part of their nourishment. And the next question: it is his karam, his destiny. It is his karam, his destiny. What is Mukesh family's attitude towards their situation? Mukesh's grandmother regards it as their destiny. She says that they were born in the caste of bangle makers and have seen nothing but bangles in their lives. Mukesh's family had mutely accepted Mukesh's family had mutely accepted it as their destiny and had stopped taking any initiative to change their lives. Next question: how is bangle industry of Firozabad a curse for the bangle makers? How is bangle industry of Firozabad a curse for the bangle makers? Men have to work in dinghy cells without air and light. As a result, they lose the brightness of their eyes and go blind with the dust from polishing the glass bangles. They are also exploited by moneylenders, police, bureaucrats, and politicians. They live in a state of intense poverty and for days have to go without food. Therefore, it is a curse for them. Next question: how is Mukesh more ambitious in life than Sahab? Give a reasoned answer. This question may be asked in this way also: how is Mukesh's attitude towards his situation different from that of Sahab? Why? Mukesh is definitely more ambitious than Sahab. Unlike most of his friends in Firozabad, Mukesh did not want to follow the profession of making bangles. No one else could dare to think of breaking the conventional style of living. Mukesh dreamed of becoming a motor mechanic. Mukesh dreamed, D-R-E-A-M-T, dreamed of becoming a motor mechanic. He had already decided to go to garage and learn about cars. Though the garage was a long away from his home, he was prepared to walk that distance. He insisted of becoming his own master. On the other hand, Sahab had sacrificed his freedom as a rag picker to take up a salaried job that would pay him 800 rupees and give him all his meals. Now he was no longer his own master. He had lost his carefree look, which he had when he was a rag picker. The canister that he carried seems heavier than the plastic bag which he carried as a rag picker, for this job was not to his liking. So in this way we can say that Mukesh was ambitious because Mukesh wanted to do some other work instead of making bangles. Whether we have seen that Sahib Alam have started working on a tea stall, now he has become a slave. Now he is being governed by some other person. Now he is not his own master like the bangle makers in Firozabad, but Mukesh wanted to become his own master and he wanted to revolt against this custom, the custom of making bangles. Next question. The bangle makers of Firozabad make beautiful bangles and make everyone happy, but they live and die in squalor. Discuss or elaborate. Once again the question, the bangle makers of Firozabad make beautiful bangles and make everyone happy, but they live and die in squalor. Discuss or elaborate. The bangle makers of Firozabad live in utter poverty. Generation after generation they believe that they are the people who are destined to work as glass bangle makers. They make beautiful bangles for women, but they live in the dark. They live in the huts. They live in the mud houses. They live in a dirty condition. There is no comfort in their life and they are toiling. The workers have to look at the hot bright furnaces. The workers have to look at the hot bright furnaces while polishing bangles, while welding pieces of colored glass into bangles. They have no other option but are forced to sit near flickering lamps. Hence they are forced to stay in dark room huts and their eyes are not in a position to see the daylight outside. They become blind quite early in their life. They are in a vicious circle drawn between moneylenders, middlemen, politicians. Instead of helping them, the law enforcing authorities only prey, P-R-E-Y, prey, शिकार बनाना, prey on them. Next question. Last spring explains the grinding poverty and tradition that condemn thousands of people to a life of abject poverty. A-B-J-E-C-T, abject poverty. Do you agree? Why and why not? This is the most burning question which can be asked. Once again, last spring explain the grinding poverty and tradition that condemn thousands of people to a life of abject poverty. Do you agree? Why and why not? Yes. Answer: yes. I fully agree. Yes, I fully agree that last spring explained abject poverty. Sahib Alam came along with his family from Bangladesh to Delhi. His family settled on the banks of the Yamuna river. Or in other words, we can say that his